news, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Elite's going to remain banned away, this time on the side of Unicorns of Love. Actually, it'll be rinse and repeat. We have blue side again for H2K, red side again for Unicorns of Love.
But I'm going to make a bold prediction. We are not going to see Camille first pick.
Ooh, even bolder. Are we not going to see Renekton given up?
I think we can see. No, you can definitely give up Renekton, just not into the Camille matchup. If you play just a Tonk into Renekton and you don't get any gank pressure, like you just play Nautilus.
I like when you go full solo queue and say Tonk.
Yeah. I spoke to too many players, man, in the makeup room, because they actually all talk like this all the time, and it's actually really annoying to change your accent. But yeah, LeBlanc's banned out.
Just be yourself, Krepo. No one's going to judge you, man. Just be who you want to be.
Nope, definitely not doing that. LeBlanc's banned out. I think it's nice. Even if you maybe not consider this pick that strong on the patch. Yes, Jankos, you're right. You don't have to start victory dancing right here. Comfort picks removed from the Unicorns, I think is strong. In a game 2, you don't need to always consider what is meta, where was the drafting mistakes. Take away their strongest champions from game 1, and then see what they fire at you.
Well, and that was the same strategy coming into game 1, right? That's why they took away things like the Ivern, things like the Shen. They're like, we're not going to give you anything that you've been successful in on the past. Now the Ivern's left available, but I mean, when you look at it, you got to be much more scared of that Renekton, much more scared of that LeBlanc.
And now, obviously, the reactionary Camille ban comes out because there's not a strong pick left for the Unicorns to play into it. Traditionally, you expect like Malzahar and Graves here, but it's 7.5. Let's see where the priority lies for H2K.
15 seconds counting down, really taking their time. Graves wasn't kind of the end-all be-all for them in the last game.
If all your lanes are losing, it gets quite hard to have an impact here. Because I don't think Xerxe's Rengar was phenomenal to the point where he was needed.
No, and I mean, Xerxe didn't win the game there. It was the bottom lane, it was the top lane as well. And for Odoamne, he's got his hands on a very powerful top lane.
Yeah, super strong pusher, incredibly potent trader early on. Odoamne's Rumble is a joy to watch. Last year, he had multiple carry performances where he did significantly more damage on that Rumble than most other Rumble players in the league. And it's a joy to watch. And it also pairs very well with a strong aggressive jungler here. So for top lane week again, we may see Jankos visit that top lane and put the hurt on Vizicsacsi.
Maybe at least maybe something else strong in the early game. But for Unicorns of Love, they're going to rinse and repeat. They've got the Rengar in their hands once again, but they got a decent number of picks last time around. We'll see what their focus is on this time. It was LeBlanc, but LeBlanc's banned. It was Renekton in that third pick slot, but Renekton taken away as well.
Yeah, the Syndra's off the board as well, currently speaking. Orianna is re-enabled, as far as I know, so you can actually early pick her if you just want to save mid lane. But it looks like the Unicorns are going for more restraint here. Nautilus really isn't a pick for Hylissang. It's obviously not being locked in. Don't talk about hovers. They go for Ezreal. Ezreal is
fall in the trap.
The defensive option right now in the bot lane. A lot of carries we're talking about that he's the safest pick that you can do. Doesn't really lose any matchup super hard. Scales decently well. Pairs well with most support players. But you obviously get kind of the problem that Fnatic sometimes have when they early rotation Ezreal. Your draft becomes a bit too passive.
Well, and we already have a Rengar who's not going to impact potentially till level 6, depending on how the early game unfolds. It's very slow and steady, and it looks like it might be the case for both sides now. Yes, Malzahar's going to set up those picks, but Orianna, that's a scaling pick.
Yeah, H2K is full on building a teamfight composition right here. They say, you know what, Unicorns, we forced you to eventually fight your way into our base. Because remember, last game, they were playing skirmish 1-3-1. But to really break the base, the Unicorns still had to group up and just use their gold advantage to play teamfights. Unicorns of Love, at the start of the split, had a very strong teamfight themselves. So what H2K is basically telling them right now is, yeah, let's just play 5-on-5 teamfights. This has been a work in progress for us. It's been a growth point. But they have Rumble Orianna with the Malzahar support. Like, this is a lot of targeted CC and lockdown already.
And additionally, when we look at the reliable options that people have brought out against the Malzahar, a champion that has been so powerful in setting teams up for success, it's been the Tahm Kench and it's been the Zilean, and Unicorns of Love getting their hands on this makes it so much easier for them to play around something kind of as scary as that Malzahar ultimate.
It's also been the Alistar, but that loses you lane pressure. Zilean with the right AD carry can actually outpush. There's still the counterpick AD carry possibility for H2K, and it does seem that Unicorns are willing to squeeze the jungle pool more, so they actually don't care about banning AD carries. They just want to put Jankos on as poor of a champion as they can.
He has been the defining factor in the early game from H2K.
But I actually don't like the Ivern ban, because if you look at the H2K's draft, 3 magic users have been locked in already. Putting only a single physical AD carry in that comp, I don't think is as big of a threat. So I think H2K are definitely looking for like a Lisin or a Graves rather on the jungle slot. Or maybe even a Kha'Zix, just have physical damage there and then have a stronger AD carry.
Well, Lisin's now been taken away. Unicorns of Love don't want to give him that early proactive play. Maybe it'll be the Kha'Zix, maybe the Graves. They do have a good setup.
Yeah, would love to see a Graves here, again, from Jankos.
All kind of depends on what they want to do here. Graves, of course, feels like just the best all-around jungle pick. Has a lot of the damage that Kha'Zix can bring to the table, not the mobility, but can just farm up and be safe. Kha'Zix, we've seen, kind of needs that snowball to get rolling.
And now we see more pressure. H2K, they get the first pick in the mid lane themselves, but they get to make 2 counter bans against Exileh. Exileh last game, early rotation to LeBlanc. Ari went over to Febiven, and he could not make a dent in that mid lane. Right now with the Orianna, he is playing into what seems to be the Viktor. If it's locked in, yes, it is locked in. And he needs to be able to outpressure that early, especially early on. Viktor does not have the wave clear necessary to fit that kind of perma wave clear mage.
And I like the adaptation from Unicorns of Love. Last time around, they saved Hylissang last pick. This time it's Vizicsacsi. They say, if you've got any weird flex picks, if you've got anything funky going on in your draft, we're going to know about it.
Do you like the adaptation? If you look at the draft and we see, you know what, Ezreal usually ends up being pushed in, right? Viktor versus Orianna will get pushed in early, and top lane, Rumble is so known for pushing lanes. This may very well be 3 pushing lanes for H2K if they get the right AD carry pick here.
Jhin, maybe not the strongest pushing pick, but can set up everything else on the team to find success. Now, Krepo, you bring this up. We were critical of H2K's drafting at one point very heavily in this season, and that was the Viktor and the Ezreal paired together. H2K giving up all of the early lanes. But in this matchup versus Unicorns of Love, it's Unicorns of Love who have opted in to these lanes that get pushed so heavily early on.
I think Fnatic did it as well, played Ezreal Viktor. Like, this is great for team fights, don't get me wrong. Late game, if you get this comp scaling, oh, you're a happy camper. Viktor is a fantastic control mage, but even then, you're still playing into a full team fight comp, and H2K, they didn't go for Graves because they saw this opportunity, I believe, where they get the superior duelist. If Kha'Zix finds the enemy jungle 1v1, gets the leap off, he can actually do tons of damage right there.
And we look at all of the AoE coming in from H2K. You got the Orianna, the Rumble, the potential setups here for the team to get started. And that Zilean can only save one person.
Yeah, but I love that we're seeing different facets of these teams. So game 1 was all about pick potential, skirmish, 1-3-1. Both these comps were labeled so. Now, these are full 4-1 comps, all blast out team fights, so we could actually see H2K regain that statistic of being the most dragon-focused team, you know, getting the most dragons or second most dragons in the LCS and barely giving up any. They have 80% dragon rate coming into the series. Unicorns, they took 3 dragons versus none last game, so I think we're going to see a shift in focus here with this draft.
You're right, last time was early game and the Unicorns dominated. They've given up some of that early game power, but if it gets to late game, will they be able to win in those team fights? They were the dominant team fighting team last time we saw these guys play. H2K, however, have so many tools to set themselves up in the early game. The Rumble ult, the Malzahar, the Kha'Zix for the ganks, the Jhin as well. It's pretty terrifying to play
against.
The
only problem is that H2K are playing a very difficult composition without any tank. This is something that SKT is really good at running. When you watch their early plays, they make it work. But many teams have tried this and failed as well, because when you don't have a main initiator that can just buy some time, soak up some damage, like literally absorb pressure, not in the jokey way, but in the actual way, like in Nautilus, compositions become quite hard to play from time to time.
Well, we saw how quickly the vote shifted back and forth last time around. If you want to participate, at LOL eSports on Twitter, hashtag H2KWin. If you believe they can execute the SKT-style composition, or if you think love hurts, hashtag UOL-win for the 2-0 closeout.
For sure.
Definitely does. We can go down that road. This is going to be a deep emotional cast.
No, let's actually get in the game.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, loading up, getting ready. H2K, they took it to 3 games last time. They weren't able to find the win. Unicorns of Love up 1 game, but here it is, game 2. H2K, they need to find something here. Have to find a way to get the win, to take it to a game 3. Unicorns of Love don't want to give him a shot. They want to close it out quick and clean. They want to find the 2-0.
Yeah, pushing lanes. When you look at Febiven as well, playing heal Orianna. That's actually interesting. Just wants the extra mobility. It's like the new Ghost. You just want that little surge in move speed. That's why you take the heal.
New Ghost has too much ramp up time. We want a little bit of the old Ghost action. Instant movement speed.
Just get the nitrogen out. Just a little boost.
Yeah, it's not about the marathon. It's about the 100-meter dash. Yeah, just a quick little sprint coming in from Febiven.
Yep. No, because you used to see like Ghost Flash all the time. It's really hard to play Exhaust now that it's nerfed. You could say like, why not Barrier? I think really the move speed component is why he's running heal. And he's also not expecting to play against Ignite Viktor because it doesn't exist. Ignite Viktor's pretty bad.
I don't know what you're talking about, Krepo.
I always go. I think Ignite Viktor is actually fine in solo queue, by the way, because you can actually flash Ignite and win people. But it shouldn't happen on a professional
stage. Solo queue, you're 1v1ing a lot. Here in the competitive scene, not quite so fortunate.
Poor Jankos, man. All these junglers these days, they get Raptor start leashes. He has to start solo. Look how low he's going to go. These Raptors, they hurt.
Well, nice setup, though.
Yeah, if you mess that one up, you're screwed. If you mess any of those W's up early...
That's brutal. Yeah, take a bunch of extra damage. And this is kind of the early game push that you were talking about. Ezreal, Zilean falling behind very early on. Yeah,
it's Chei doing a signature thing. He pops 2 Void Links, and usually he runs into the enemy jungle to deep ward at Gromp. Seen him do it so often. But I think they're so aware of Xerxe's pathing, and they just expect him to do kind of Korean path again, you know, clear the entire left side of his jungle. And then Xerxe, will he go for the invade again? And this Jankos going to read it, because last game, Xerxe went for the invade on enemy blue, expecting to be invaded himself by Jankos.
Things in the top lane, however, not quite the once exciting carry v carry matchup. Now it's just that Rumble bullying out the early game Nautilus, and Chachi just forced to hold on.
Yeah, and that's Chei just having a peek in the river. Obviously wants to stay in the lane. They do not want to give over the push, because Zilean and Ezreal can hold the push, but Jhin and Malzahar as well, once they're pushing themselves, they can obviously hold the push.
Interesting, you can see Unicorns love one of the few teams very successful on the red side in the LCS, and H2K, one of the many top teams, very successful on blue.
Yeah, there's a slight tempo lead here for Unicorns of Love's jungler, Xerxe, because he got unleashed by Vizicsacsi. But obviously put Vizicsacsi slightly behind already in the losing matchup. So Odoamne reaps the benefits, and Jankos is put slightly behind. Other than that, the game seems pretty equal.
Look at the CS, just about the same, and down the line as well. Vizicsacsi doing his best to hold on at this stage of the game.
And Jankos wants to path upwards. If Vizicsacsi ever gets poked out, which he's at risk of being because he has no stacks anymore on that corrupting potion, then Jankos could actually facilitate a dive.
Interesting, too, to see how things have kind of shifted in this matchup as well. Nuclear and Chei doing a much better job of getting the pressure. Not gifted the early advantage like they were last time around, however. No magical journey start.
Yeah, and it's slightly more playable to play Ezreal into Malzahar, because previously he could actually interrupt your Mystic Shot with Void Links if he was a really good player. Now there's that kind of point, I think, 35 cast time on Void Links, and you can no longer block skill shots with it because they only become targetable once they're spawned. Previously they were already targetable before spawn. You could interrupt any hook. It was just obnoxious.
So frustrating to play against.
This is the breaking point that we were just talking about, you know, no more corruption stacks. Next wave, this Rumble will be in trouble, and Xerxe needs to go to the top lane.
Jankos looks like he wants to make his appearance known there as well, potentially sniffing this one out. And last game was all about the top lane. Will it be again?
This is really good timing. Jankos will cancel the base here. Vizicsacsi is in trouble.
Xerxe now headed up. Will this be first blood for H2K?
We gotta watch top lane. Screw bot lane. Side steps. Great. What's happening top lane though?
Back there, Vizicsacsi in trouble. Xerxe on the way up. Vizicsacsi gonna flash to safety. Jankos has the overcommitted. Staggering blow, no Titan's Wrath.
Really well played. Vizicsacsi tried to force a juke right there. He tried to outplay them with the flash, but it actually was Odoamne, surprisingly, who still got the turret aggro. I think H2K was trying to give aggro to Jankos first, because Odoamne was a target that was low. But it makes sense that he actually takes it himself, because then, imagine if Jankos is tanking, Odo can't chase for the kill, because he'll die on the backhand. So it's still worth for the half HP target to start tanking that turret.
And this is so good for H2K. Last time they got behind so early on, it set them up.
Oh, Jankos. He fails the smite right there.
Careful.
By about 20 HP. And now Exile's coming in.
Flash over the wall.
Flash.
Exile, I don't think he's going to push for more. Auto goes in.
Ooh, doesn't have that laser upgrade yet, so it's the second tick doesn't come through. But this was a crucial miss smite here from Jankos, handing over Raptor on a silver platter here. It's a lot of experience. He obviously gets the bonus experience from his jungle item too.
And now vision control on the top side in their favor as well, so it's going to mean Xerxe comfortable to move up here, comfortable to start pressuring this lane. Will get spotted on the ward, but Odo's going to have to back off. Looks like they're contemplating committing to this.
Nah, he's fine. He's out of range. There's no flash on Vizicsacsi anymore. Odoamne very comfortable.
You can see both of these players heavily involved in the early game.
And that's the thing. Odoamne still lost that matchup, and this is what marks Vizicsacsi as such a great top laner, because a lot of people are, when they looked at the article that came out about Stats 101, and they wondered why is Odoamne not first on all these metrics. It's because actually, in performance, they're very similar, right? But in terms of jungle proximity, which roughly means how much of a buddy top laners are with their jungler, taken from the video, Vizicsacsi has an incredibly low jungle proximity. He's always down in net jungle proximity. The enemy jungler helps his enemy top laner way more than he gets help himself. Yet still, this guy gets similar results.
Yeah, and you heard Jankos talk about it at Worlds. They were the guys constantly fighting 2v2 on the top side of the map. They fight and they win together so often, but Chachi This is a man who stands alone. This is a man on an island.
Hang on. This is Xerxe overextending into the enemy jungle, looking to punish, but this is H2K again with that synergy here, the proximity, looking to find Xerxe.
Gonna use the cleanse in the end. Equalizer comes down. Xerxe potentially in trouble. Odoamne dealing out decent damage. Febiven's here. That's a quick pickup.
And that is really well coordinated. Really just hurting the cattle. Jankos with a great leap. Not going for the kill, just cutting off the escape path. Xerxe being smart as well, not wasting his flash. Quite a greedy invade.
And I gotta say, Xerxe a little behind there.
Yeah, behind because he's invading with 3 pushing lanes. And you can never invade without jungle priority. Or mid lane priority, rather.
Hylissang locked up, middle of the team. Decent damage goes down, but the bot lane not important. Got to talk about the jungle once again, because I feel like we talked about it already. Xerxe wasn't the big factor coming in Game 1, and here in Game 2, he wasn't to top lane fast enough. Maybe that's not his fault, but that was his fault in the jungle.
Yeah, the fact that Jankos canceled the base, because Vizicsacsi knew he was going to get dove. The fact that Jankos was in time to cancel the base was perfect. Xerxe was there not in time, looking for a play. Febiven may even just look for a flash here on Exile.
Ball goes forward.
Doesn't want to waste flash or flash. Okay, nothing's happening. But again, we talked about these lanes. This is 3 pushing lanes. It's so easy for Jankos to play around the map.
Oh, gonna go in. Ball attached. Delivery system doesn't come through. Jankos' he's just gonna have to back off.
Yeah, if Jankos had flash, he could carry over the ulti, but good restraint. And now, Unicorns are looking to shut down H2K.
This is the opportunity for Xerxe. We said he has not had the greatest game yet. Already gone down once. Maybe cost his top laner as well.
They know.
Not gonna get it.
Look at the map. There's deep wards bot side, right? Mid is pushing, bot is pushing. The only lane Xerxe can gank is top lane right now. And this is where they found Xerxe. They somehow spotted him on a ward, or they must have seen him enter. Because this is the only Unicorns of love wards here. And then, yeah, we've seen this before. Watch Jankos' jump here. I think this is really smart. He's basically predicting the flash from Xerxe. And then Xerxe drops. And then you need to look at the information that H2K have right now. They're always pushing bot. They're always pushing mid. They see the entrances on the right side of the jungle. So right now they see Xerxe. So when they see him, Odoamne can play aggressive. When they do not see Xerxe on the right side, they know he's leaning towards a gank top lane. So this makes it really hard to play jungle if you're Xerxe, and that is exactly why you never draft 3 lanes that get pushed in. Because good teams will just abuse your jungler.
Well, it's just the back and forth, right? They see that they think he's top side, they get to push in on the bottom side. They get to play aggressive there. They can call Jankos down if they want. If they think he's on the top side, or they think he's on the bottom side, they play aggressive top, and it's the push and the pull. And
Jankos can always match. He can always predict where his lanes will need help. They need to do it perfectly, though. If you give them a window, obviously, generally lanes that get pushed in early have the scaling advantage, but even in this game, there's tons of damage late game. The only really good scaling component is in the fact that Unicorns in teamfights, they have a tank frontline who can absorb damage quite efficiently. Nobody in H2K can efficiently absorb damage.
Not at all. Going to require some pretty top-level execution from H2K. So far, it looks good. Last game, even when they found early kills, they were behind in gold due to the superior farm of Vizicsacsi. This time, Vizicsacsi's down in the dumps, 75 to 61.
Yeah, off your sidestone bases, you see both junglers group with their supports, challenging vision. This is why we're watching a top 4 match here in the ULCS. So often you see one support face check here versus a jungle support duo, and he dies.
Not going to be the case. Ball will spot Hylissang. Decent vision for both teams. No one looking to pull the trigger too aggressively.
Xerxe still looking for ganks that are not telegraphed. He never knows when there's vision in his jungle. There's 2 control wards being placed pretty well to defend Odoamne. So Xerxe, big pressure on him to really find an opening.
I mean, so much pressure. Does still have the ult.
Maybe we're not watching a top 4 game. Synergy issues.
Even top 4 teams make small mistakes, Krepo.
Yeah, definitely so.
Oh, this is just grim for Vizicsacsi, though. The Leandry's coming in so early. Magic penetration. Ooh, Exile.
Yeah, I love these type of plays. What Febiven just did there. He knows this guy has no flash. He knows he won't kill him. But you just poke him out. He has to leave turret because now he's at risk of getting dove. And this is how you leverage advantages. You don't need to kill them. You just need to... Look what he's doing. The proxy ulti with Ezreal ulti too.
Oh, wow.
This is the definition of a band-aid solution, and this is all the pressure game from the draft from H2K.
Oh, Jankos, though, maybe the one who overextended. Yeah. Oh. Ah.
Jankos! I was just talking about the pressure game. That's a bit too deep.
I mean, pressure was on Xerxe to find a kill to make an impact on the map.
All right, he did it.
Jankos relieving some of that pressure.
All right, Chei moving over right now. He knows his support, his AD carry can farm on his own. But still zoning, so even with that mistake, they forced Exile to the base, and they still get this first turret here super early for H2K.
Had a lot of long-range wave clear tools, but with Viktor no longer a factor and Malzahar threatening, they do get the tower. They continue to extend that gold lead. 11 minutes in, and it's 2K up for H2K. This is a great start for them.
And Vizicsacsi is still suffering in the top lane. Odoamne can do the same thing here, what Febiven did in the bot lane. If they want to, they lay down the Rumble ulti, the Flame Spitter, Vizi has to flash, and they can open up the turret. And here, this is Jankos. Yeah, is just greedy. They know Xerxe's not on the right side of the map, by the way. His support's in the right side jungle. So the only side of the map where Xerxe can be is the left side. So this is a lot of hubris from Jankos.
I mean, after the last game, maybe just hoping that they can snowball it as hard as possible. But it is an overstep, right?
Yeah, H2K just know that they're in complete control of the game right now. They're taking some liberties. It's definitely understandable. Right now, they're looking to mimic the same play. Force Vizi away from the turret. He's low on mana as well.
Xerxe's coming, though. He has the ultimate as well.
Again, here we go. Just get his flash if you need to.
Flash still up. Vizicsacsi can try to run to safety.
Oh,
Does hook up Jankos. Flash over from him. Ult canceled from Chei. What are you doing? Now knocked up. Xerxe's here as well, but has he overstayed his welcome? Coming in, cleansing out, trying to get something. He gets taken down. Missteps on both sides.
Poor Chei. I've done that so often. It feels bad. It feels really bad if you do that on Malzahar.
At the end of the day, though, H2K is still coming on top. They get the tower, they get the kill. A small misstep from Xerxe, make sure they come out on top.
I think it was his second Void Lane, because he can't double tap them anymore. So he probably got one Void Lane on, pressed R, and then he canceled his own ultimate. That's unfortunate.
It still goes in their favor, though, so that small mistake doesn't count against them. Maybe it would have been 2 kills.
Yes, right? You don't draft 3 losing lanes. Not versus the jungle like Jankos. This guy has shown, like last week, he dismantled in his second game the enemy jungle. So easily with an invade. He completely shut down Misfits. Look, oh,
nice block.
That is just, and then Chei. Unfortunate.
This is an emotional roller coaster for a player. Like, wow, Jankos really smart. Blocks the hook, makes sure he can't get out. Chei, right clicks on accident. That happens to the best of us.
Hey, as long as his vision's good, still be a great support.
The Krepo school of support, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, when you have no mechanics, you play support.
Oh man, you're just shutting down the dreams of so many support players out there.
It's a reality check. Good deep vision here for Unicorns. Getting back to the game. This is the one moment where they have to fire back. The bot lane is slowly shifting back. They're controlling right now. The perma push is kind of dying. Jankos looking to contest.
Sheen up for Ezreal. Red buff's now traded in the end. Lead still very much in favor of H2K, but not insurmountable. And Exileh starting to feel a lot more comfortable pushing those waves.
And again, the Unicorns composition, it really comes together when they group. Yeah. Okay, no word play intended there, but they want a team fight. You know, they want to make use, ideally, of Vizicsacsi in the front line. They want to revive the target that H2K fires all their damage on, and then they clean up with the crowd control effects. That's what they want to do.
They have the shotgun on the side of H2K. Pretty easy to counter it when you can save one member.
I love that Rumble's coming down to the mid lane here, looking to surprise this kind of counterplay from the Unicorns, and now Jankos on aggressive.
Oh, moves forward. Exileh trying to use the speed up to get out. Lays down the gravity field. Baiting in. There's a Rengar in that brush. Here comes Hylissang. We'll be able to get the stun. Chei in trouble. As he goes in, he's going to go down. Nice start. In comes Exileh as well. Unicorns love. They're fighting back.
But they're still going to fight here because teleport was canceled by Vizicsacsi. Look for the Rumble ulti.
1 shot, 2. Equalizer drops. Will it be Xerxe to follow? Samux heals out to safety. H2K try to fire back. They don't get anything.
Yeah, really good calling there by Unicorns. Because that's the only way you get out of a pincer is that you attack the weak side. And they found Chei, and that was their exit out of the jungle. Because Odoamne was coming down in the mid lane, he forced Vizicsacsi to cancel the teleport. But even then, Jankos is still looking to steal away something.
Yeah, every trade, if it goes even, since H2K have the lead, Jankos walks in, he takes a little bit more. Now they're going to set their sights on the Mountain Drake. Additional prize to have will make it easier for them in the future to contest Barons.
Yeah, and this composition is also really good around on Dragonflight. Rumble is the perennial Dragon top laner. Really always wants to come down for those fights in history. Always happened.
Equalizer, just a terrifying ability.
If you can force the enemy team to run at you, either like or go through a choke point, that's when Rumble really has value. So when you're doing a Nashor and you want to defend it, Equalizer is also a great tool, because either like they step out of it away from the Baron, or you just mess them up.
Yeah. And like, God forbid you ever dogpile in to a Rumble Orianna composition, everyone will die.
Yep. Congo Ana Destruction. This time no magical journey. Xerxe looking to do Jankos. Gets out with the last call. It's just pathing. Pathing God, straight to the Krugs.
All planned, Krepo, all planned.
But Unicorns, they are fighting back. They've only fallen behind 2.4k gold, so it's not as bad as it seems, because their team fight is still very strong. Their mid-game spike is definitely there.
We talked about Ezreal. He's already got the Trinity Force. Once he gets the Mana Immune and the Muramana, more importantly, things will start to look good. Exileh is lethal on that Viktor.
And the Unicorns throughout the split have had a really big surge from 20 to 25. That was their strong moment. Their early game leads were like up or down a couple of times, but they were always really good at forcing good team fights in the mid game, and their entire composition is built around that, so we shouldn't count them out just yet.
Well, it's got to be scary too, because if they've got the lane priority, if they push, Hylissang, priority anywhere, does have to back off.
Attacking the vision, really good. Now Chei needs backup from Jankos. This is really good teamwork from H2K, not leaving any man face-checking on his own, and really attacking the vision first from the Unicorns, making sure they can't set up for these plays. They get choked out, and they fall due to push. And now in the mid lane, Exileh dies with flashing Ghost Up. That must have been an outplay by Febiven.
Febiven wanted revenge, and he's going to find it. Now it's Chei who might be in trouble.
Oh, this is good.
Be careful. Hylissang caught out. Can they suppress him? Was it long enough? Will he get the revive? Yes. He could still be doomed to fall. Xerxe's considering.
Yeah, teleport was cancelled in the top lane, but Chei wants more.
Waiting the shots, wants to fire out. Where's it going to go?
Jankos on the top side with Orianna following suit. They still have heal up to boost him in.
They want to deliver it. Where's the ball out? Jankos, he's going for more. Samux, you can't make it out.
That's one dead, two more stuck underneath the turret.
Predator finds its prey. Will he find another one? Xerxe in trouble. TP coming in to save the day.
Okay, they make it land, they back off, and now Rumble has the push on the top lane. This is H2K in complete control of the tides turning in these fights.
Dominating the map, the push and the pull. Now it's Rumble looking to grab a tier 2 tower. Exileh forced up there as well, and H2K remain in control.
Yeah, because Exileh died earlier in the 1v1 versus Febiven, so this is an incredibly tough spot to be in. Vizicsacsi lingered long. Chei casts him, Jankos.
Wants to be Jankos. Hand delivers himself. Has to flash to safety. Jeb charge goes out. Vizicsacsi burning everything just to buy time.
They get another summoner, and more importantly, they get another tower. If Odoamne survives without dying here, then this is a really good series of moves from H2K. They're trying to get not picked off in the bot lane. They realize they can turn, and they instantly get the flash ulti from Chei as Nuclear's ulti gets popped as well. This is really fantastic synergy, fantastic to watch.
Coming close to 32,000 up against almost 28 from Unicorns Alove. 4K gold lead, and even when they're surmounted, even when they're ready to push in for bigger advantage, Odoamne just equalizes that wave, and it's all too easy.
Yeah, Odoamne really investing in kind of side lane strength here. He wants to be the superior split pusher. If you play Rumble and you have a lead, going to Leandri's voice staff is what you want to do, because you can always bully and poke out these tanks. If you go for a more defensive option like, say, Leandri's Zonias, you will eventually lose the priority on the side lane. H2K definitely want to keep that with Odoamne so they can force these situations where Vizicsacsi has to cancel the teleport. So this is how it started. Exileh's just going to walk on the ball, I guess. No. Yep, there he goes, on the ball. Auto Q. That's a lot of damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Flash is over.
Flash, or if you have flash, you gotta flash Ori ulti. If you're not willing to, don't walk on the ball.
Bit of a risky play there. Febiven, no hesitation to flash the gravity field, knows he has the kill locked up.
Yeah, if he went for the slow Q, he would have forced Exileh's flash. He actually got the kill with that. Now Chei's face checking.
Hylissang trying to disengage with the double bombs. Has to walk to safety, but walking to safety means H2K territory. Chei pushing in on the front lines. Jankos wants to jump forward. Double up's not going to connect. Hylissang looks like he will fall just to get right back up, but can they turn it back? Exileh going in, decent damage.
The crowd's like, phew, that one was hurt. He revives. They bring him back to life, man. For a split second, only to see just a giant mechanical ball of doom coming out his face and popping him again. That's disappointing.
He's just an old man. That's not fair. Oh, but Xerxe.
Yeah, great flash from Xerxe, denying the ball delivery system. And again, H2K are comboing the pleasant with the useful. The pleasant's obviously killing your opponents. The useful is that you can leave some deep wars behind. Play a division game.
I mean, now we're past 20 minutes too, with the next dragon being Mountain. If H2K can take that as well, suddenly they're threatening this Baron very early in the game.
I mean, just look at this series of control wards. One in the pit, one right behind. It's almost like, if you look at the wards, these are wards Unicorns would place themselves to defend their jungle, but make no mistake, these are all H2K wards perfectly set up. Hylissang will have to show that he's played a lot of Minesweeper.
Throws it in, tries to stay safe. Jankos wants a piece of the action though. Exhaust gets burned.
Yeah, and Hylissang's alone here because his jungle got choked out earlier, and he's doing Gromp right now.
And this is the same aggressive thing we talked about in game one. It worked okay. Hylissang took those risks. He went for those wards by himself, but this time has to burn a summoner.
And H2K, they technically even could have like maybe even started Nashor right there, because enemy jungler was on Gromp, nobody was close, they had no vision. So right now, the map is so much in favor. Look, yeah, Panic Ezreal ulti. They don't know. They have no clue what's going on here on the side of Unicorns because they're getting pressured in by H2K.
Mountain Drake now spawns as well, and very different game from Game 1. Game 1 was all about the Unicorns. They controlled everything.
Yeah, while H2K control left side, they're not hard committing to that Baron. They're just switching the side of the map right now, forcing Unicorns to maybe walk into the Dragon Pit. Look at the control. 4 people together. They're trading Nashor Vision for a Dragon. Fantastic here. You're obviously hoping the Unicorns don't go for a panic Nashor rush, because then you have to commit and stop them, but I don't think the Unicorns are going to do that.
One of the few beauties of the Kha'Zix pick is that you can just solo out the Dragon. So they just leave Jankos there, and they put everyone else to make sure they don't give up the Baron.
And this is what Jankos does very often in the early game. When H2K has neutral or pushing lanes, he will just jump over the back of the pit. But right now, he can just solo it out. And Odoamne, again, using that side lane pressure. They do not want to allow Vizicsacsi to group. And the way a 4-1 top laner groups with his team is push out and then walk over.
And there's just so much AP on this Rumble right now that he's taking tons of damage out of that turret, half health from that one big wave.
This is so important because if you build more defensively and you allow Vizicsacsi to walk over, he can then force team fights with his team. Look, there's no engage here on the Unicorns. Like, what is their CC? A double bomb, that's it. They need Odoamne there, and because they need Vizicsacsi there, rather, and because Odoamne itemizes so well and got played around his lane with Jankos, they're removing a win condition from Unicorns, which is grouping with Nautilus.
Yeah, the Nautilus engage. The follow-up is great from the Unicorns as well. You got the double bomb, you got the Viktor, but the initial fight is so difficult and so telegraphed. It's not the Maokai, it's not the point and click to start a fight. You can run from that depth charge.
Only way for Unicorns to fight back is catch H2K off guard, walk into them, or get a good teleport play. And that's all we need to track right now. Where are the TP wards potentially located? And is H2K doing their due diligence by sweeping them first?
Well, right now they are sweeping them out. One ward left in the pit. Febiven will take it in the end.
And Exileh is just hiding in bushes to look for creative face checks here.
Hoping that they'll catch Chei out, hoping that they'll catch somebody that they can find a man advantage.
Nuclear's a little split right now, so he's on the side lane. H2K working with patience, putting mid lane priority. They're really taking every step in the book. Another Ezreal ulti forced to check the Nashor.
Don't want to overstep here. If they lose this game, they're out. They're done. Unicorns will love take it 2-0. Can't afford any risks.
H2K, they can even rotate top right now. This is a play that you see so often. They're poking out Xerxe, forcing them out of the jungle here. Nuclear comes with the team. Odoamne is literally shouting in the studio right now. Like, the viewers in the audience, they don't need us to tell what's happening because they can just listen to Odoamne. And they find Xerxe.
Xerxe caught, double bombs, only going to connect onto Jankos. Chei safe from the passive, but now they're in trouble. Where is the Rumble? He's right here. Equalizer goes down, trying to split up the team, but Exile's holding on for dear life. Holding on to the ultimate, waiting.
Yeah, good start for the Unicorns because they did not lose their teleport. Exile's caught now.
Potentially trouble. Flamespitter heal the safety.
There is still that revive from Hylissang here, but this is good for the Unicorns. They're happy with their outcome. They forced teleport from Odoamne. They didn't face like H2K, and H2K actually went for a fight that they allowed Vizicsacsi to walk into, not teleport, walk.
And the shotgun. H2K pull the trigger, but they don't find a kill. They don't find any way to break down the Unicorns, and that's exactly what they wanted. They have all their team fight ults up, and this might be the opportunity for UOL, despite the deficit, to find a fight.
And they find more time, I think is what they find right now. And maybe the next Infernal is where H2K is going to put their pressure on, because right now they're losing that vision control. Vision takes an incredibly long time to build up, but you lose it very fast.
Have to leave the members there to control it. H2K forced to back off. They know they don't have anything left in the tank. But that tower dropping lower and lower, and it's slow and steady once again from H2K. They may not get the Baron, but they're getting something, always.
Back square on. Ooh, I see a ping in the pit. I hope it's for the control ward for the Unicorns. I always get scared, man. When I see the Unicorns ping in Nashor, I'm like, yeah, do you really want to start it right here, please?
I mean, but half the time they get it and it works and it's beautiful, but the other half,
not so much.
For now, H2K continue to try to get mid lane priority.
They can actually rotate as well with that priority. Instead of just like going to Nashor endlessly, they can just rotate bot for tier 2 and push in as well.
Odoamne takes a bit of poke, but the wave is just building, and Vizicsacsi has to solo tank all these creeps. He wants to stop the tower from going down. So if he leaves even for 10 seconds, the tower will drop.
But moments like right now is where the Unicorns are looking to force because they can get teleport off.
Febiven potentially in trouble. Team goes in. Febiven's going to go down. Nice pickup.
That's the entire point. When the wave is gone from the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, Vizicsacsi is always ready to either walk over or teleport over. And this is Febiven not respecting him. He dies with flash up as he's trying to wave clear desperately. This is H2K not conceding at the right times. They're so used to having the map for free that when the Unicorns do fight back as a team decisively, they get caught off guard.
Oh, the small mistakes can cost so much, but Odoamne, he has the equalizer. They're not going to look to fight it here. They're going to give up. They're going to try to fight another day, but Jankos has a different plan. They go in. Jankos set to fall. Nice pickup from Unicorns.
And this
Baron
is
now in their sights.
Big, because now the Unicorns are playing versus no jungler. It's not about a 50-50. It's about a race to 0 on this Baron Nashor, and if they can smite. They've actually denied all the vision. H2K in such a tough spot. Odoamne needs to carry this fight with an equalizer.
Has the ultimate available. Jhin has the ult as well. Febiven is now up and has his ultimate. If Unicorns of Love pile into that pit, they could be piling into their grave.
They just confirmed that the brush is empty, so they're opening up to check the Baron HP. They see it's at 9k, so now the information is on the side of H2K. Unicorns, for a team so decisive and so willing to pull the trigger, they're scared of a 5v3 here.
Both teams, neither one wanting to throw it away. Unicorns find a small advantage. They minimize the Goldie, but it's not enough to start Baron.
Ooh, I'm very surprised they didn't commit for it. And I really like, and this is a classic mistake, when a ward dies, there's a bit of trailing, lingering vision. And that's why you saw H2K, they pinged the brush that the Unicorns were hiding in because they saw them walk into it. And then the Unicorns didn't walk out of it fast enough to start the Nashor. And then Deadly Flourish came out, it's revealed that the brush was empty. The immediate reaction is Nuclear, he gained information. And H2K, instead of just mindlessly face checking, they got information first and then made an informed decision. And they just completely outplayed the Unicorns there, not face checking.
And it may take giving up that curtain call, but they ensure not giving up a Baron, and that's a trade H2K are happy to take.
But we can't deny that getting in that situation was horrible. And it was a really well played, executed fight by the Unicorns. They not only picked off Febiven, they killed Jankos right after, and they had an opportunity to turn the game, so that was really well played by them.
Yeah, but Febiven's in a tough spot now because he burned the heal when he went down last time, but he didn't want to burn the flash. Now he burned the flash in that exchange. He saw Xerxe ult up and he had to run.
And when there's no side lane pressure, and you're constantly burning summoners to avoid picks, that's when the Unicorns are in their element, because they're a group right now, and they can send Vizicsacsi in first.
Oh, Jankos stunned up, decent damage. Equalizer goes down, lot onto the back line. Samux is the one in trouble. H2K can't pull the trigger though.
Well, they don't have enough follow-up right there because nobody is a tank. Look at Vizicsacsi, the sheer amount of presence he has in the front line. As long as he doesn't suck the members in with him into an Orianna ball, Unicorns of Love have the superior teamfighter. Viktor is the teamfight control mage that you want to have.
Viktor so much sustained damage in these fights. Repeated death lasers. For Orianna, it's all about that shockwave. I mean, if you find it, there's an opportunity, but...
Yeah, and this vision advantage here, Hylissang is standing right in it. That is his choke point. Where Hylissang is standing right now, that's where no H2K member can walk in. Through Nautilus, through Viktor. Slowly, tides are turning.
It's a good look from Unicorns of Love. They didn't find the early advantage, but they're starting to bring it back in the mid to late game. All goes in, hooked up. Nuclear maybe picked off. In comes the redemption. Unicorns of Love gonna back up. Heal traded.
All right. Played it slow, did not blow flash. Really composed by Nuclear. But you see, Unicorns, when they commit to a call, this is exactly how they died in the Magical Journey. They don't wait to process to see if it's a good idea or not. They just go.
I mean, but do you have the time?
No. I mean, technically yes, but if you do that mental check, is this a good idea or not every time, you will be too slow on good calls. But you'll be too fast on bad calls. That's why you need to make sure you want to make good calls.
Being decisive is important. Being right is also really important, as it turns out. For now, H2K fighting again to regain control of the jungle. They got pressure in the mid lane. They got pressure on the bot. This cues them up to run into that jungle.
But they're split again. The Unicorns not allowed to group anymore. Odoamne trying to put side lane pressure. He has teleport.
Not going to work on that blast cone. No freedom to go over the wall. Xerxe now set to fall. That's a jungler down. That's big for H2K.
And that is a great pick-off. And there was a control ward there, so we have to actually watch back, like, how did Xerxe end up in that situation where he felt comfortable going for the blast cone? Because usually the way you enter to ward is the best way to exit.
Taking too many risks in the jungle. Once again, small mistakes from the Unicorns of Love.
All right, Blue Trinket reveals that H2K was baiting. H2K probably going to panic start it. Oh, Chei was fake autoing. Now Ezreal ulti comes out. They're going to fake auto again. No, it's real this time.
Vizicsacsi running forward.
Holy damage!
Team grouped up, double Mountain Drakes, 5 damage threats. It's time to start the fight, but the Baron's already down. Down goes the Equalizer. Are Unicorns of Love next?
I'm so sure H2K wasn't even positive they were doing so much damage to the Nashor there. I think they surprised themselves. That was absolutely disgusting. Chachi.
Flash forward, but flash right back out. H2K are holding on to this lead with everything they got.
They're walking into Orianna, however, so they need to be careful. Hylissang has to flash out.
No ultimate burn, holding on to that one, trading the flash. Big play for H2K.
Yeah, can we just have a moment to appreciate just how fast that Nashor went down? You pointed right out, double mountain, but also the 5 damage composition really helps you in Baron Nashor. Like, oh, watch this again. This is Xerxe. So he enters this way, puts the ward, and that's a rookie mistake then if you walk out. I mean, did he put the ward right now? Come on, put the ward. Yeah, puts the ward, and then, he gets baited by the basket on that. You can't do that. You don't have vision there. Because Malzahar ulti actually denies the leap. Like, he popped it, and then he got put back down on the floor. It's like, Chei's basically telling him, sit down. Back,
no,
kitty.
sir. I'm gonna need you to try to stand up real quick for me.
Sit the hell down.
Sit down. Right now, the Unicorns of Love, I mean, they're fighting back, and we have to respect that. H2K, there's a few moments where Unicorns of Love still finding ways to shut them down, but they're still playing it slow. They're still playing it steady, and at the end of the day, that good Baron setup just works out so well for them.
This is also a working point for H2K. Chei looking to peel here. Nuclear. Needs to be careful. Ghostblade really helping to not get double bombed there.
They cannot afford to get slowed down by Hylissang at this point. It will mean a bomb, and it could mean a death sentence. Time Warp, already 85% movement speed slow.
Well, there's only so much you can be slowed, though. There is, like, diminishing returns on that. H2K still splitting, really important. They're keeping Vizicsacsi away from his team. He is the main engage. Remember, all the picks they've made, it was like a hook or an ulti or a flash snare from Vizicsacsi. That's the way Unicorns have been starting fights consistently.
And so often I feel like Unicorns of Love build compositions around Samux, sometimes around Exile, but Chachi has been the man of the hour in this series. He dominated on Renekton. He's been the playmaker on the Nautilus. And without him, it just feels like the team can't do much of anything. Yeah. Odoamne is just saying, you're never going to get this guy in a fight.
Yeah, Odoamne got outlaned earlier, but right now he's really keeping him away. Well, now Xerxe is looking for something, but there's no flank open, and now H2K is just going to pierce through the mid lane.
Third call, bullying enemies back. Double bomb connects, or doesn't, as it turns out.
Side step from Jankos. Bit of damage. He can jump in with GA, though. Build your own Zilean.
Slowly, but surely, H2K whittle it down. They got the Rumble pushing on the bottom side. They've got everyone else moving now to top.
Yeah, they're just taking away more tier 2 turrets and then looking, I think, for the next Infernal. I don't think they're looking to break the base with this Baron Nashor. There's only 50 seconds remaining. Xerxe revealing himself.
Maybe hoping to find something out, but other than scouting the brush, not going to risk anything. Still have a lot of wave clear on the side of Unicorns of Love.
I like the respect they're giving the Unicorns. It's a great team fighting team. Unicorns are pinging ward, so they're looking to commit with TP, but Hylissang going down.
Has to use the ult on himself. That's massive. Xerxe now in trouble. Cleanses out. Gets snared up again. A lot of CC coming in.
Vizicsacsi is flanking on Odo right there. Can he do anything? No, the main brunt of the force is on the top side.
Charge. Exile's low on mana, but he's got enough. No, he doesn't. Zanya's up. Buys a bit of time. Odoamne goes down. That could be a turning point for Unicorns of Love. The ult from Rengar has been used, but H2K, they're setting their sights on the tower.
Yeah, they just have the choke point under control. Do not overchase the Unicorns. This is smart from the H2K lineup here. They're staying in the front line. Jankos is a tank right now. He has to peel.
50 seconds, but Samux gets caught up.
No jump on Jankos. He just used it to move away from Chachi. But again, the objective is first here. Turret falls.
8K gold lead about coming in for H2K. This is exactly where they want to be. Double Mountain Infernal on the way, as you mentioned. Just going to come up as the Baron buff runs out.
Yep, on curve. Everything planned out. Unicorns gonna make a sprint for it as well. They desperately want this Infernal. Let's watch this again. Jankos with G8, so much more comfortability to play. You know, gets the exhaust as well. Xerxe breaks out of the Nether Grasp. So, you know, he's used. And then Orianna, he's like, oops, there's a top laner behind me. So he's going for the Flame Spitter Zonias.
Yeah, and it's so close in this fight, but you look at when the Chaos Storm drops earlier, they're so tunneled on killing Odoamne. There's like 4 members up on the top, and they're like, no, we need to kill the Rumble. And Unicorns of Love, I feel like, forced on the back foot here, and it makes it just so hard to fight these team fights.
Very hard. These Voidlings, once they spawn, also very hard to kind of hook around if you're Vizicsacsi. We'll see. It's a lot of conditionals. We're likely to see another fight around this dragon, because Unicorns, they want a team fight grouped, and H2K did not want to yield this dragon.
Yeah, Unicorns of Love. Neither team wants to be first into the pit, though, I think.
Odoamne is basing, and he's shouting in the studio. He's probably looking for a teleport above the team here. That would be massive. They're pinging the wards. They have 2 locations, going for the safe one.
H2K moving forward. Vizicsacsi. Hook doesn't connect.
Oh,
the equalizer. That's Odo. Oh, on the backside as predicted. Massive damage coming in.
Febiven whiffed his ulti, but does it matter? Will Samux drop?
I don't think it matters at all, because Jankos is pushing forward for more. Chachi's left alone and isolated, and H2K locks him up. They're going to knock him down or not. Redemption comes in. They buy a bit of time, and Unicorns of Love, they hold on.
Ooh, it was almost a party, but Febiven ended up putting a sombrero on his head instead of actually getting a massive teamfight Orianna ulti off. This could have been just ace and the game. Definitely want to see that again. What happened there? How the ball snapped back there. Maybe he just try to ulti on Odoamne. Look at his teleport location. So Jankos, he reveals himself now. He's like, up, go Unicorns, group, into Odoamne. He actually flashes too far. And then the ball snaps back to Febiven. Ooh. I still didn't see what happened. I'm like, how did the ball end up at Febiven? Did he not move it forward? I think the biggest mistake of this fight is actually Odoamne flashing in. If he just walked with Flame Spitter, he had the perfect...
He would have hit 5 members.
Yeah, he was like big barbecue for that party. But even then, that was a beautiful setup. I love it when teams get the right teleport location and the jungler just basically forces people to walk into it. They were like lambs to the slaughter right there.
We're going to go to the farm, Krepo. It's going to be beautiful, I swear, kids. Yeah. Just pile in. And I mean, that's the shotgun we're talking about, but unfortunately part of it misses, you know? The equalizer connects, that could have been a very different fight for the Unicorns.
That Orianna ulti. Hey, that connects, it's over. It's just straight to the Nexus.
Yeah. With Shockwave, they needed it. Now it's Baron though, 30 seconds, yet another stage for the teams to set up, for the teams to fight around. It's double Infernal.
20 seconds.
Double Mountain.
The Unicorns, don't underestimate them in the late game teamfight, especially with the double G8 that they're running right now.
Well, if you're an H2K fan, we talked about teamfighting, and their teamfighting's been getting consistently better. Before IEM, there's 1.03 KDA in situations with 4 or more opponents. Coming in post-IEM, 2.29, first in the league for teamfighting stats when it comes to KDA. And if they want to keep that trend going, they're going to need to take down Unicorns. They've never been able to do that when it comes to
You can keep your statistics. I prefer the Magic.
Chei gets caught out, though. That's not a good start. Equalizer goes, and then goes wide. Shockwave comes, but there's no follow-up.
It's late game, baby. This is the Unicorns' turf right now. Late game team fighting with a massive tank in the front line. Chei gets no support. The magic of the Unicorns coming through. Bait's not going to work, guys. There's a Scuttle Crab. His vision of Nashor.
They don't care. Josh is going to get sped up. Odoamne is going to get caught out. He's going to get locked down. Samux is going to take a lot of damage, but he's leaping out to safety. Where's the follow-up? Odoamne slowly but surely falling down. Chachi's taking a lot of damage. He's going to get locked up. He has the GA. Unicorns love pushing forward in the fight.
Absolutely useless Chaos Storm there from Exileh. I was super surprised to see H2K actually commit to a brush that they knew the Unicorns were in, but they actually committed because Xerxe was not close and Xerxe did not ult. So essentially it was a 4v4, and you could see that everybody's afraid of the damage of H2K. They're not actually doing too much return damage on the front line of H2K.
Not making the most of that tanky front line. We talked about this being the big boon, as it gave room for the other members to work.
And this may very well be a Dragon Rush or a Baron Rush here by H2K. They have so much damage. They can just neglect the vision and go for the Q Smite all in here. Look at how fast it drops.
To leash it up. They're not going to take the risk though. Pulling back.
Force teleport cancel. Now, but this is rough. Odoamne is super low. He has no teleport, and in doing so, they have a window open here for the Unicorns. But like 30-odd seconds, Jankos gets poked out by Xerxe.
30 seconds on that TP cooldown. Odoamne needs to find a way to get it up if he wants to go back.
Base cancel doesn't really matter because he's still just waiting on that teleport cooldown. They need to stall.
Starting. They don't have double mountain. This is going to take a little bit longer.
It's going to take a while here. Hylissang's also peeling, so contribute. Again, getting information.
Shots going in. Equalizer.
Odoamne stayed. He did not base.
Jankos looking to deliver the ball.
H2K need to reset right now because their top laner stayed to stall the fight. They need to wait for the next rotation of cooldowns.
H2K in a decent spot now. Unicorns love continue to come back, but it's still H2K with 7K gold lead. It's still H2K not giving up the Baron.
Some great shot calling from both of these teams here. Really respecting the opportunities. Again, we have full vision, guys. It's so much harder to figure out what's going on if you toggle from one side to the other. The usage of this curtain call has been superb from H2K to really garner some information and find what Unicorns of Love are exactly up to, how high the HP on the Baron is.
Still a little bit of vision in the pit. No sweepers available quite yet.
Yeah, see, this is a different scene than what we were watching, right? Like, H2K have one ward. They don't know, is this Baron like 8K, 9K? Jankos has a scout. We didn't even see Exileh.
Double bombed. Has the GA. They're going to burn it immediately.
So he's gone. Equalizer is still not up, so Jankos needs to get a hell out of dodge.
Febiven, where's it at? Where's the ball? Not going to find it. Unicorns love. They're pulling back, but Vizicsacsi's the man on the front line. They're happy to have him take the damage. Zilean buying time for the team. Xerxe running into the back line. Vizicsacsi still up, still alive. Shockwave goes in, it goes wide. That's massive. Unicorns, they're coming in. They're going strong. And H2K, they miss their one shot. That's the double. That's the fight. Unicorns control the game.
And only now does the equalizer come up, and it may actually stall enough time for the Unicorns to not end the game. Exileh!
Odoamne! Top lane weak, he wants the outplays, now running for his life, now buying time for the team.
Yeah. Oh, Chachi,
down.
burning.
Ooh, ace comes through. Unicorns alive. They punish H2K.
Yeah, but the wave is gone, which means Unicorns only get the Nashor. It'll take them very long to take that down still with their composition. Obviously, they won't be interrupted, but it's just going to be a lot of time used, and H2K may get a good setup on Elder because of this. Let's see.
9 seconds away from that Elder Dragon. Unicorns alive slowly but surely, as you said, whittling it down, taking it back to their hands. They're already up 1 game. This has to feel good for them to lose so hard in the early game and to bring it right back.
And he goes back to the decision. Odoamne, he stayed, he used Equalizer, then he based, and then he had Teleport. But Jankos, far too aggressive early on versus a low damage comp on Nashor. And again, that is the difficulty of playing a composition with no frontline. Somebody has to become. Here Jankos, he feels the most tanky. His team's not there. Odoamne is teleporting in rather late, but there's no Equalizer right now. That's a graphical error. He did not have Equalizer this entire fight. So it's super hard for them to do anything. They find Chei, and here they need to disengage or pull the trigger right now. Orianna ulti is very poorly timed by Febiven. Look at it. He's aiming for Exileh instead of just looking for Samux and Xerxe and Chei. I think you start with the front line if you're H2K.
Febiven losing out last game, finds a solo kill in this game, and he's feeling good. But now there is so much pressure on this guy to land a single ult to essentially win the game.
Yeah, and he was very vocal. He really wanted to be the better mid laner in this matchup, but so far Exileh outperforming him. Chei call again.
Locked up. Chei's going to be the sacrificial lamb here, though. Samux dishes out a decent amount of damage. Equalizer goes in. Needs to start to the fight. Looks okay for the team overall. Double bomb goes in. Unicorns are looking to keep the ball rolling. Exileh.
There's still an ulti on Hylissang, so Chei can go ahead.
Ball goes in. Febiven goes a little bit wide there, but out comes the curtain call. That's multiple low health members. Chei not even going to focus him down. Going to let him burn that Zilean. Although Odoamne is in trouble. Double bomb onto him. No chance to Zanyas to really get it out in the end. No, goes down.
Still down. Really rough situation. Teleport coming out.
They want to keep the ball rolling. Vizicsacsi. That is a fast Nautilus. Oh no, Febiven, run for your life. It's Nuclear actually who's in trouble. He tries to get a kill back. They are going to find one, but Nuclear set to fall. Samux now moves forward. H2K falling apart at the hands of the Unicorns. That's a triple for Samux.
What a surprise in that fight. Vizicsacsi disappeared on low health. He did not get popped, did not get revived, but he used the Baron recall. Only 4 seconds. Teleported back in. He completely caught H2K off guard. They thought he was in a brush somewhere. And then obviously he had home guards. Nobody hit him. And he sped up. He completely dominated that fight.
And this was supposed to be the 2-0 for H2K. This is supposed to be H2K showing us everything they've learned and they've put together, but it's Unicorns of Love showing how well they can survive, how well they can adapt, how well they can take down the opposition. Cut through the towers, and the final moments just look all too grim for H2K. You can hear the fans cheering. Unicorns of Love, they take the 2-0.
Elation on their faces after what an incredible, tough early game. Vizicsacsi rightfully getting lifted here by Romain.
Spend your time carrying the team. You deserve to get picked up every once in a while.
Strong man, Romain. A lot of definition. But yeah, 3 pushing lanes, losing jungle matchup, smashed in the early game. A few strategic errors is all it took for Unicorns to bounce back.
These small issues in coordination just cost H2K.
Yeah.
Febiven's there 1 second sooner. Jankos waits 1 second longer. Maybe they group in that pinch to kill Jankos. They die to the ball.
But we have to say, like, Unicorns mid to late game tenacity, like, insane. Like the decisiveness in their shot calling, superb. But the fact that they got into that situation is still an issue. And if you look at H2K, for example, they could have easily routinely executed this game. It would be the 10,000 gold stomp, but everybody online will be talking about how bad the draft was. This is where result-based analysis will come in again. Like, it's really great for the Unicorns, but we can't forget, if H2K played this comp right, they would have smashed them.
But now, we looked at stakes at the start of this game. You wanted to move into first place for your Unicorns of Love fan. Right now, they hold on to that bye for playoffs. Of course, there's more weeks to come. There's more opportunities. But it's not going to be H2K who get the opportunity to dethrone the Unicorns of Love.
No, definitely not. So excited for the remaining part of the split here. Only 2 more weeks remain. How is this group going to shape up?
I feel like every time we count the Unicorns out, they find a way back in, man. They find a way back to taking down top teams. I did as well.
Especially with how convincingly H2K won last week.
Yeah, well, to give us more insight on that 2-0 for the Unicorns, let's send it over to the analyst desk.